Hello, it's Dr. Rowe. I am just going to move out the way and hopefully you can see the sign next to me or behind me that says strategy. Get my mic up in front of me. So we're going to talk about strategies for effective communication in this video. I want to keep it tight. I've got quite a lot to get on this particular video. You might be watching this right now and it might be that you're wanting to do a presentation in work. Might be that you're going for a job interview. Might be you're looking to get somebody to come and do business with you, encourage somebody to lend money to you. You might have a great idea and you want to share that idea and get people to invest into your idea. Might be you want to go on a date. Might be that you've got a business that you want people to join you in. Might be you're raising money for charity. It could be any number of things. But for effective communication to be in place, there's certain key things that I personally experienced over the years that you need to have on your table ready to go. And you've got to be able to pivot. So when we talk about strategy, this is a big subject and we could go down any one of many avenues. So let me pull this up on the screen for you. And I do encourage you to take some notes here. The first thing is when you're going in, that you have to decide on what the outcome is. So what is, for this strategy that you want to implement, what's the outcome? So when I'm doing this, one of my first strategies in approaching communication is, why am I doing this presentation? Why am I having this meeting? What's the purpose of me sitting down to talk to this person? What is your outcome? I mean, if you want to simplify it, you're at a bar, you see a beautiful person, whether it's a he or a she, and your outcome is you want to go and connect with them and get a date and hopefully build it into a relationship or whichever way you want to take it. That could be an outcome. So you've got to be thinking strategically here for the whole thing. Or it could be that you've got 15 people you're talking to, all of them have got a lot of cash, you've got a business you're launching and you're looking to raise, $500,000 towards that business. So your outcome is there. So first of all, the whole part of strategy is we need to be clear on what our outcome is. Now that then affects the next thing, which is how am I going to approach it? So the next strategy I'm using to get effective communication is, first of all, knowing what the outcome is. And then the second thing is understanding the person that I'm communicating with. If you've seen any of the stuff I've done with Communicating with Impact, you'll know that there's 3 parts of communication. There's a strategy for you, the person that's communicating, a strategy for them, the person that you're communicating with. There's a whole bunch of tools there. And then, of course, there's the environment within which you're communicating. So we're going to look at the personality type of that person. So this comes into what I might call the communication part of my system. Are they very driven? Are they somebody that's slightly more analytical? Are they somebody that's very bubbly and sociable? Or are they somebody possibly that's more amiable in their nature? And so I want to get a feel for that person very, very quickly. And then I have to develop a strategy to take that outcome to that person or those people. If it's a group of people, if it's a board of directors, you're pretty sure they're very, very driven as characters. They wouldn't have got to that level in their business or their company if they hadn't been very driven. So now you've got to go with an outcome, but deliver with a very specific approach, which we'll come to in a bit, which is the style. So one of the strategies I implement for effective communication is, as quickly as possible, get to understand the other person's personality so I can match my communication to fit in with the way they would receive information. Analytics very different to a driver type character, for example. Then I want to ask the question strategically, what is their pain? So if I'm going to communicate to an audience to raise money for charity, for example, then what is it they want? What is it they desire? For many people, when it comes to charities, they want to feel good about doing something for a cause that they're passionate about. So strategically, you've got to position your message, your outcome, and everything to what you know is a pain or a desire that they have. Equally, you might be talking to somebody that is really frustrated because they're in a job and they've got money sat in a bank and it's not working very hard. So that is their pain. You have a project over here that might give them a 10% return on their money. At the moment, they're getting less than 0.5% in the bank. So your effective communication is to show a contrast between what you do versus what the banks do, whilst not saying, oh, hey, you, Mr. or Mrs. person, investor, you got money in the bank, it's doing crap. That's not a good thing for you to do. You can say that if they're the right personality type, but a better way to do it is having established, for example, in this example, communication-wise, where their money is. I'll tell a story about people with money sat in a bank. It does this much. Amazing if you could double that, triple that, quadruple that or more. Imagine getting 10 times what you're getting in the bank. So now what I'm doing is I'm pressing their pain point, but giving them a sense of desire. So an effective communication there is to understand pleasure and pain and take them from pain to what they desire. Then I start to look at the style of delivery. Now, this comes over to a different part of my CWI system, and that's where we look at 4 different styles of delivery. And I'm not going to go into them now because it's a very short video, but the key thing here is having understood the person, understood the content of the message, now your strategy has to be, how do I deliver that message? Do I do it as a very direct message, speaking almost at them? Do I shift my communication skill to more with them? Do I make it more empathetic? And so I need to understand the personality, what the message is. I map out how I'm going to get that message across, and there's a story that weaves it all together. And the style is what creates the impact around that delivery. All right, so number 4 is the style. And then the last one, and this is important, is remember what we're talking about here is communication effectiveness. So you want to effectively have a strategy for keeping them engaged. Is that presenting them with data? That could be one strategy. Or is it asking them a lot of questions? That could be another one. Or is it shocking them? That could be another way to engage them. Or is it maybe a bit of comedy or humor into the way you communicate? Everyone's got a different style. I do a thing where I use different accents, and I'll say to people, right, okay, so any Irish people in the audience, or I might say, is there a Nigerian person here? Or I might do my Indian accent from my father, and we have a bit of fun with the audience, and they laugh and they engage. But at the same time, what's happening is, whilst I'm in that space, I can then get a message across as well. So 5 really cool techniques, integrate them together to help you with your effective communication, getting those strategies right, and enjoy your communication. I will see you on the next share that I'm going to give you. And by the way, remember to follow us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, click and join us on Instagram and Facebook, and do whatever you need to do to stay in touch, and watch out for the next video. Signing out.